So in this video, I'm going to tell you, in my opinion, what the best way to gain muscle and keep body fat to an absolute minimum is. So just a quick background on why I'm making this video is when I wanted to gain some muscle, I started out very skinny and very light, weighed about 120 pounds. And I really wanted to gain some muscle, and I wasn't too concerned about gaining body fat. Like most people that are really skinny don't really care about that too much. But a few years into it, I did gain a lot of body fat. I was so obsessed with gaining enough weight to get big enough that I did kind of just overeat in, the whole eat big to get big thing. And I did gain a lot of body fat, and that's fine because I also gained a lot of muscle with it as well. But of course, the more body fat you gain, there's this humongous, bigger cut at the end of that bulk waiting for you. And if you're doing a cut for too long, or the cut's drastic, or you don't quite do it right, of course, you're at risk of losing a lot of muscle. And I'm saying this because I've done that twice. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, it was definitely my fault because I did it twice. So this video is kind of the video that I wish I found when I wanted to gain muscle and keep the body fat to an absolute minimum. This isn't all based on theory. This is based on actual application. I'll probably show you a few of my clients somewhere here that have done exactly that. They've gained muscle and kept the body fat to an absolute minimum. So anyway, let's cut straight to it. First things first, calories are super important. It's all well and good saying what protein should I eat, what workout plan should I follow, X, Y, Z, this guy, that guy, whatever, right? The best way to start out is just know your numbers. So you can easily Google a calculator. There are certain equations you can follow. I do have a nutritional blueprint, or whatever you want to call it, which is just basically the mathematical equation that I use to get the calories and then the adjustments I would make. But you need to know your calories, ideally your maintenance, with those workouts factored in, so you know how many calories to eat to stay exactly where you are right now. Now, if you're starting this and you think to yourself, I've got a little bit of body fat in my body I actually don't like, then you're probably better off starting with a mini cut or a recomposition first, because if you do go into a bulk, all the areas that you don't like where you have body fat will probably grow and get a little bit bigger because you're going to be eating extra calories, so you're going to store a little bit of fat, and everything's going to puff out and swell up with all the carbs, extra calories, water that you're going to be holding. So if you do find that you have got some body fat you don't like, start with the mini recomposition first, work out your calories, have a slight calorie deficit, and work your way from there. If you're like, right, no, I'm skinny, I want to get some size, or you're like, I don't care about body fat, let's just get going, let's just gain some size and keep it as lean as possible on the way up, then, of course, you still need to know your maintenance calories. Now, my advice is go for a smaller calorie surplus. Instead of doing what I did and going, right, my maintenance are 2,500, 4,000 calories, 5,000 calories, let's go, eat big, get big, bruh. It didn't work, right? A smaller calorie surplus, somewhere between 250 on the smallest end, maybe up to 500, which is what I normally would recommend and put my clients on as well, because 500 calories times 7 days a week, 3,500 calories, that's gonna be about a pound of energy gained, or that's gonna be about a pound of weight gained, typically speaking. Now, if you pair that with a really good, effective training program that's kind of focused on muscle hypertrophy, then you're gonna likely gain lean mass steadily as you go. Let's say you went for a 1,000 calorie surplus, you might think to yourself, if I eat more calories, will I get bigger and stronger faster? Maybe. Your scale weight will certainly go up and you might get stronger, better lifts because you got more calories, but you won't necessarily gain more lean mass as opposed to having a smaller calorie surplus. A bigger surplus doesn't necessarily mean more muscle gain, and quite often it just means more fat gain. So you're much better off having a smaller calorie surplus, which is one of the mistakes that I made and I know a lot of other people make. And that kind of leads you on to, when do you increase those calories? So what I do with myself and my clients is we weigh ourselves daily and look at the weekly totals and see where the scale weight's fluctuating. Let's say you've been hitting 3,500 calories for a little while and the scale weight's kind of plateauing a little bit and it's not budged, not increased, and you're not seeing any physical gains in terms of how your clothes fit and how the progress photos are looking. Then it's probably time to add a little bit of calories, and I would generally add a small amount, 250 calories. And from there, you'll start to see the scales go up a little bit. And as you can see, and as you can probably gather from what I'm saying here, it's basically track the numbers, monitor your progress, and then make small adjustments as you go along. You could argue, I don't need to track. What if I just eat 5 meals a day and then 7 meals a day? And you absolutely can take that approach. But this video is about what I think would be the best way to go about it to guarantee quality lean gains without just, going balls to the wall and gaining loads of body fat that you're probably going to regret when you get to the end of it. I've kind of just mainly talked about the calories in this video, but that really is what it boils down to. If you do a basic, bro split, pull, push, legs, whatever, and you hit your maintenance calories, you're probably not going to see much progress. Let's say you follow the exact same routine and you eat 5,000 calories. You're going to gain some muscle, but you're probably going to gain a lot of body fat as well. let's say you do the exact same workout again, but you have a 500 calorie surplus or a 250 calorie surplus, a smaller surplus. You're going to gain muscle, but you're probably going to stay a lot leaner whilst doing so. So yes, the workouts do matter and they can get fairly complicated depending on how long you've trained for, your genetics, biomechanics, adaptations, etc. But it really boils down and starts and finishes with those calories. So if you get those calories right, mate, you're going to be halfway there. I would say it's about 80% of it. But for the sake of this video, calories are going to be the most important thing. And then secondly, of course, it comes down to the workouts. Now, I'm going to keep this really simple because this video would be very, very long if I go through all this. But you probably already know lifting weights with some form of progressive overload is going to help you grow muscle. Now, there are certain rep schemes that are going to be ideal. Hypertrophy rep scheme, some people say it's between 6 and 12. Some people argue that it's 8 to 15. Point being, if you're doing a good amount of weight with a good amount of reps, with quality form and quality time under tension, and you're slowly improving those metrics, week on week, month on month, by tracking your workouts, adding reps, adding weights, recording your form, perfecting your form, slowing those movements down, concentrating on the eccentric parts of those movements, you're going to be in a pretty good spot. If you pair those workouts with progressive overload and pair that with those calories with a slight surplus and track these metrics, it's pretty straightforward. You're going to gain muscle, you're going to keep it lean. If you're gaining too much weight, dial the calories back. If you're not gaining enough weight, add some more calories. By doing this and keeping the bulk as lean as possible, you'll be able to gain a lot more muscle, but you'll be able to do it for a lot longer before you get to the point when you go, double chin's kicking in, time to go on a cut. So hopefully this video was helpful and answer some questions, or at least give you a starting point. Of course, there are 1,000,001 ways to approach this thing, and it really does just boil down to lifting weights and eating right. But this is what I would say is the best way to go about it if you care about staying lean and gaining quality muscle. Or maybe you're just starting and you want to do it the best way possible. So if this video helps, let me know. If you've got any questions, you can message me at Elite Transformation Project on Instagram. I probably don't read the comments. And there's probably a bunch of free stuff in the bio. And if you just want to get it done properly, you don't want to faff around, I do take on clients depending on spaces. So you can message me on Instagram or at email, which I don't even know what my email is. So somewhere here, and we can have a chat. Like and subscribe.